Hey YouTube! Long time no see, guys! Today's video is very special because it's actually kind of a first for me. I had a very kind indie dev team reach out to me via email recently asking if I would take a look at their game and give them some feedback. So that is what we're gonna do today. Of course, before we get started, if you happen to like my content and would be interested in seeing more of me, please like and subscribe. The support does mean the world to me as a small creator, especially now more than ever as I am trying to focus a little bit more on my YouTube presence and grow a little bit in the community. So thank you guys so much. And if you don't hit that subscribe button, just know that I'm going to be in your kitchen tonight eating all of the frozen fries out of the bag in front of your freezer. So there you go. I mean, no. All right. All right. No more stalling. Let's take a look at. Spinner Rogueblade, developed and to be published by Ancient Tech, thank you guys very much for reaching out to me, by the way, is advertised as a roguelike where you battle waves of other spinners through a number of different arenas. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a certain, nostalgic vibe off of this, and I don't think I can say what it is for legal reasons, but if you guys know, you know. Currently, this game is still very deep in development and therefore has yet to set a release date. But if you happen to like what you see and, of course, would be interested in supporting another indie team, please go wishlist this on Steam. Oh, I need to grab my notes. I need my notes. How do people do voiceover? How do people go about this? Currently, at this point in development, the game does only have 4 different maps. But the coolest part about them, I think, is the fact that they are interactive. So if you'll notice, the grass and stuff, it bends as you go through it. It reacts to your spinner. I think it's freaking sick. And as a grown adult, I totally didn't immediately try to draw something inappropriate in the weeds. Don't pay attention to that. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. Actually, more like rogue. Come on, everyone outside. Come on. Outside. Up to me taking the freaking dog outside. Anyway, so they advertise themselves. Okay, where's my? Oh, yes, yeah. They list themselves as a roguelike. Okay, which of course, we all know what a roguelike is. We've all played them. But right here, what I'm immediately seeing, I would say, is more of I don't know, like a roguelite, I would say. Especially with the power-ups. So, one moment. Let me pull up their Steam page again, because there is a little tidbit in here that kind of furthers my point, I think, a little bit. I'm not trying to say that they misclassed the game, but hold on. The devs say every run is unique, every battle more intense than the last, upgrade your spinner with powerful temporary abilities and permanent unlocks. Survive the chaos, master spin, and climb through the ranks of ever evolving destruction. So, just off of that, permanent unlocks, I would say almost falls more under roguelite. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm just stupid. I mean, I'm not the brightest bulb, you all freaking know that. But the power-up system that they're at least planning on almost sounds roguelite versus roguelike. But I guess we'll see that more in development when they actually... Once they actually do release the progression system, because currently it is not out. But you all will see that when you die, you don't actually die. You just kind of sit there and you stare at the person who had the audacity to take you out first. But definitely either in next phase of development, whenever they plan on that, or on final release, there is supposed to be a progression system, which I am very excited to see. But as of right now, the only power-ups that we do have are the health, speed, and power in-game during the wave. So at some point during this, OBS did, for some reason, crash mid-recording, which drove me insane because it corrupted, like, 10-15 minutes of my game recordings, which really made me upset. Because I had to go back and redo it, and I missed out on some of the funnier stuff that actually happened while I was testing out this game. So around this point, it cuts off, I'm pretty sure, but around this point is when I realized that, at least right now, this game might be a little too easy. I'd like to apologize to the dev team for already testing every single limit of this game. I have discovered infinite life. I basically found a cheat code. I'm gonna start. Now, I don't know if that's just because I am a god amongst men, because that's what it made me feel like. But two key things here. I ended up surviving for like 15 rounds just by not doing anything. The first time it happened, I had pumped power, and then I just decided to keep dumping. I decided to keep dumping into health to see how far it was going to get, because I noticed I could just sit still and I'd clear rounds not doing anything. A huge playing part in that is the fact that your enemies can actually damage each other. There is friendly fire amongst the enemy wave. And I almost think they might do a little too much damage to each other, because I could literally sit on top of them all. Like, I'd get thrown up in the air and I'd just sit on top of them, and they would sit there and damage each other, and I wouldn't have to do a thing. So I think in the future, it would not hurt if we dialed back the enemy friendly fire. It's really cool that it exists. Like, I love the fact that you can use them to wear each other down. You can spin around in circles, use the enemies against each other. But currently, I think they make it just a little bit too easy. I was giggling like a child, though, the whole time that I was just getting tossed around the arena, just seeing how long I can survive. I am baffled that I went like 15 rounds before something finally killed me. And the second time that I did it, so that happened while my recording was being corrupted. That happened when I lost my footage. So I repeated it. Like, I tried to like recreate it. And the second time that I did it, I didn't actually really pump any health. I think I put like a couple points into power. I think I had one upgrade in my health. I do have the footage for that, thankfully. And then I only pumped speed. You'll notice that, like, I just kept putting speed. Speed was all I did. And I made it as far as I did just off of the fact that there was a little bit of chip damage off of me, and then the damage off the enemies on each other. I thought it was hilarious. But ultimately, I think this game is just a tad too easy. Another thing that I think I would like to point out as I'm going back and reviewing through this for my voiceover, in the future, I think it would be nice, one, to have a tutorial phase. I think I would really like to see a tutorial phase in this game, especially with the upcoming progression system where they said they're going to be adding permanent unlocks and temporary abilities. If any of those are locked to a keybind, I think it would really be helpful to have that on screen as part of the UI. Reason being, you'll notice that every now and then you get a trail, right, behind your spinner. I spent so long trying to figure out if that was something that I manually activated or if it just happened. I came to the conclusion that it just happens. I'm still not sure how. I think it's like, it's either like how long you've been out of combat or like how much speed. I can't really figure out which one's which, but I'm thinking it's a duration out of combat where you're not hitting any of the other enemies. And I'm not sure if it's just visual. I don't think it does anything. I think it's just a visual effect. But with the release of all of the abilities and power-ups, I think that would be really helpful to have something on screen if anything is activated by a button. So right here, I actually found exactly where my footage corrupted, but I'm really happy I caught this. Right here, I would like an explanation on what this is. Maybe like some sort of visual feedback for when certain like attacks are initiated, because this, like, I told myself that this felt like a power clash, or like it had the same vibes as like a fatality moment from Mortal Kombat. And it would happen, and I couldn't figure out what was going on because it wouldn't actually kill anybody. Like, I don't know what initiates this little scene here, but I think I would like, for the type of game that this is, I would like more visual feedback. I think that is my overall opinion in something that needs a little bit of an overhaul, is visuals. I'd like to see a little more, not necessarily flashiness in terms of like it being too tacky, but I mean, I'm battling metal spinners that I can't say what they remind me of for copyright reasons, I'm sure. But I'd like to see, when something like that happens, I would like to feel like I'm doing something big, you know? Give me big words. Give me big words. Like, put a little onomatopoeia on that. I don't know. On that same topic, something else that I believe I told myself a few times to remember for when I got to this point was I would like a little bit of an overhaul in the sounds as well. So, for the most part throughout the game, the only sound you'll really hear is like this little grinding sound right here. I think I would like more, because as you actually like go through combat with another spinner, you've noticed that they break apart. Like, you have visual feedback to the amount of damage that you're doing to another spinner besides their health bar. I think I would like a little bit more of like a sound haptics to like actually hitting your enemies, more than just a little grinding sound. I do like the grinding sound for when you're just wearing them down, but I think more of like a clash, especially if you come in at high speeds, because there is a speed factor that you can level up. If you come in at high speeds, I think it'd be really cool to hear like a clash of like the metal, or like a clank or a bang, and then maybe a little bit more ricochet from the actual like power of the attack, like the speed, the impact, and everything. Just overall, I think haptics and visuals could use a general overhaul. But other than that, combat feels good. I mean, it's, for this point in development, I think this has a lot of potential, and I like it. I like the way it feels right now. I just like a little bit more feedback in what I am doing, you know, between the sounds of the impacts, visuals, some sort of on-screen reaction to something like that weird clash that I noticed. But that's really my only actual takeaway in terms of like critique. Oh, before I forget, actually, another thing. I promise this is like my only other thing. As a girly who gets motion sick, I get so sick. I am the type where I have to turn off all forms of motion blur in a game. So this camera, you see, it does like almost like a dynamic follow on like your little spinner. Like, it kind of like, I don't know, it does like a, you see what I'm doing? You getting it? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It does like a little thing, a little swoosh. It follows your spinner around, right? If that is not like the end all, like, perfect camera idea that this team had, I would like to see, I keep saying I'm so sorry. Ignore me. Don't ignore the ums. Can we start an counter? Don't. I'm not. I would like to see some sort of like accessibility settings, especially for the motion sensitivity part of it, because it did make me just like a little bit dizzy with the way the camera was rotating. If it could be in any way just like a little bit more stationary, I think that would help people like me out a lot. Consulting my notes. Consulting my notes. Consulting my notes. Notes to consult. On top of the coming progression abilities and the permanent unlock, and just generally the whole progression system, currently they have not implemented boss fights either. If you watch the intro stuff on Steam, you'll see some pretty cool boss fights that are going to be coming. Those are currently not out yet, but the devs did provide us with some really cool teasers for like what the boss tops are going to look like. Boss tops? Spinner's top. Spinner's top. Same thing. We did get some really cool little intro videos. I think another really sick freaking thing would be some freaking boss music. So I had to go back and turn my music back on because it was loud. So I turned it off during like my actual gameplay. But I turned it on to see if there'd be some boss music, and it's the same music that's been playing the whole time, which I'm not gonna say it's bad. I think the music in this game is freaking sick. I like it a lot. Well done. but I think some like heavy like boss music for their intros and like their opening phases would be super cool. Just like a nice little extra touch. Overall, though, I'm actually very impressed with the current state of the game, with it being so small and so new. I see a lot of potential. Like key takeaways, um, pros and cons. I really love the nostalgia aspect of this. I don't know if that was intentional, but as somebody that grew up in that time frame where I always saw commercials like this online on Saturday TV or like before my cartoons in the morning, the metal tops that I can't say the name of, it's so cool seeing them in a game. Basically, like I don't. It's so nostalgic for somebody my age, is what it is. I really like that. So I really like the nostalgia. The overall physics of the actual combat with like the contact and the interaction between both the map and other spinners is also really well done. I find all of that so impressive. My only like true dislikes, if I could even say that they were a dislike, there wasn't anything that like had me like ew, awful. No, nothing actually struck that chord with me. I just think the game at this moment is a little bit too easy. Where I said enemies, I think, do a little too much damage to each other. I think I feel a little too strong because I was able to, survive like 20-ish waves by doing absolutely nothing and only leveling my speed. Enemies are a little too easy. I'm a little too strong. I'd like to see a bit of a difficulty hike, at least personally. So at the moment, it is a little bare bones, but we are, like we said early on, it is still very early in development, and I do see the vision here. I think this has a lot of potential once they release the full systems. I'm very excited for the power-ups, and especially like the boss fights. I thought the boss fights looked really freaking cool. And here's a concept. I mean, take me on this if you will. Currently, co-op gaming is a huge scene right now, right? Everybody's making like what have we been calling it, like friend slop? That's a huge genre right now. Like PvP is huge, although I do believe PvP can kill a game if you're not careful. Concept though, if you all would take me up on it and just listen to me, hear me out. I think a co-op mode or like a duel system, like PvP battles, would be really freaking cool in this game. Given at least the face value and like the general history of the spinning top that we're going with here. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I'm just giving what I think would be a cool addition to the game. Definitely not now. Don't worry about that now. You all keep working on your physics and your progression system. I think you all are doing a fantastic job over at Ancient Tech. Thank you guys so much over there for reaching out to me, and my hand is tweaking. What is happening? Thank you guys for reaching out to me and giving me the go-ahead to give my opinion, share my thoughts and whatnots about your game. I did enjoy playing it, and I am very excited to see where you all go in your development. So good luck with your all's journey, and if you guys are interested in the game, be sure to wishlist it on Steam, like I said. But without further ado, we're going to work on wrapping this up. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Ignore my hand. Thank you guys so much for watching me today. It means so much to me. Every single view, every single like, every single new subscriber. You all are so freaking awesome. Just a reminder to, like and subscribe, or I eat your food out of your freezer while you sleep. And I do go live almost every day of the week. It's like five days a week over on Twitch, my main platform. I am, however, going to be putting a little bit more attention into my YouTube at the moment. I want to dip my toes into live streaming, I think. I want to meet you all over here in real time, and I'm really excited for when I finally get the opportunity to do that. Hopefully that is soon. But thank you, everyone, for being here. I hope you all have a good holiday season, and I will catch you all with the next review. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.